Hi class. Yeah. Hi all. Good morning. So yesterday, in last class, we are looking about type of methods. So just to quickly recap what we are learning. So we are learning under a OOPS concept. So under the OOPS, we are having class, object, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance. So Java is a object oriented programming language. We have to create the object. So first we have to create the class, then we have to create the object. Class is a user defined data type, or class is a template. So where we write some variable and method. So it's called a state and behavior. So if we are having object, so we can achieve abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation. So any programming language is object is having object. So programming language can achieve this feature or cannot achieve all the features. But Java programming language uh, support this all the feature. That's why we called Java programming language is a object oriented programming language. So if our programming language follow our OOPS principle, OOPS concept, so our application will be modular, reusable, maintainable, extensionable. This feature will be happening. So a large scale application mm, should be modular. That means we have to do separate all the things, so that it will be clear for us. So you will understand whenever we write any application. So our application should be modular, reusable. Same code should be reused multiple times. So we achieve a reusable. So with the help of inheritance, we achieve reusability and maintainability. So same code we will write so many years. So we will understand and we can work. So lot of people can work. So code will be maintainable, extensible. We can add new codes without impact with other codes. So a lot of feature we will get when we are using object oriented programming. So before object oriented, we are having some procedure oriented like C language. So a larger scale application, uh, everything in our single file, or code is not modular. We can write, but code is not modular. So for large application, if other developers are working, so it will be very confusing. It will take a lot of time because it is a procedure programming language. But object oriented programming language we are having some advantages. So that's why every current market situation, every language is following object oriented programming. So object oriented programming is a programming paradigm. So with the help of class, we can create the object, we can write our source code. That is a style for the writing the program. So we will talk about Java, then we will strong in the Java, then we will talk in other language. So in the Java, we have to write the source file. So extension will be .java. Under the source file, we can write class, we can write interface, we can enum under the word source files. And we are having some rule for writing the source file. So we have to use some token, keyword, identifier for defining our source file. Then we will compile our program. One dot class file we generated, and it will be read by our JVM. Dot class is a bytecode, some intermediate code, and it will be passed into the JVM. So JVM will take care. So JVM is written our C and C++. So all the memory related things or thread management related things will be taken care by JVM. If we are using core programming, we have to do all that things. But our community has given JVM for a memory management, because memory management is costly operation. So just we have to be focus over the our source. We don't have to focus our memory management related things. So our JVM will talk with our operating system, and our operating system will talk with our hardware. So ultimately, we have to pass some instruction to our hardware. That's why we are learning some programming language. So directly, indirectly, we are passing our instruction to our hardware. So we are writing program in our native language. It is called a high level language, and it will be converted into the machine level language. So there are the lot of layers. We can say our dot class file we will be loaded into the JVM. In JVM is having class loader, memory area, execution engine. So it will be executed with the help of our operating system. So if you are learning Java programming language, so in the any machine, JVM is a prerequisite software. We can say we have to install JDK and JRE. So JVM is a one process. We can say it will be there under our operating system. Yeah. So our JVM will help us for execution our application. So our we first we have seen the class. So first we will look about the class interface, then enum. So syntactically we have seen what is the class. So under the class we defined our method, our constructor, our variables. So variable will hold the data, and in the method we will write our business logic. In the constructor we will initialize, sorry, we will instantiation our data. If something inside our class, so we have to instantiate it. Whenever object will be created, so it will contain our instantiation value. So we use the constructor. So at least these three things you will see in any class. So Java is object oriented. So for creating the object, we should have class. So without class, we can not write anything in Java programming language. For writing everything, we should have class. So similar thing we will see in other programming language. So in JavaScript, if we don't have class, without class, we can write our logic. So the execution for writing our business logic syntax will be different. But in the Java, we are having class. In the Python also we are having class, but without class we can write our program. But in the Java, without class we cannot write our program. So Java is the class-based object-oriented programming language. Without class, we cannot write our program. So under the class, we have to define variable, we have to define method, we have to define our constructor. And apart from variable constructor method, we can define inner class interface and enum as well. So lot of things we can define, and some keyword which will be allow in front of class. So one public keyword, it should be there for the our outer class. So under the our outer class we can define the only public keyword under the our source file, because class accessibility should be anywhere. Our class should be access anywhere. So one public is access specifier is only allow, and apart from that we can use a final in front of class and abstract keyword. So final class will prevent you inheritance. So our inheritance concept, we will try to inherited the our class. So we can restrict with the help of a final keyword. So final will prevent for inheritance at class level. Final keyword will work over variable level. Final keyword will work over method level as well. So always final is preventing for something. If you talk about our class level, so final will prevent you for inheritance. If you talk about our variable level, so we can't change the data. Our value, our data will be fixed. We can't change. And if you we write final in front of method, where we are looking currently, we are looking about the method, so we cannot override the method. Our final will be fixed. So final will work in front of class, in front of variable, in front of method. So some question will be asked at interview about the final. So you have to be aware. Our abstract one keyword is there. So we can put this keyword in front of class. We can put this keyword in front of method as well. Not a variable, only method level we can put. So abstract keyword, in the class we are defining something. So it is a concrete method. But if we are not defining something, so it is our abstract method. So if we are not implementing some method, we are our some developer or some user will going to use our class, so they will implement it. So it is called a partially implemented class. Something we are implementing and something we are leaving for implementation of any other developer, any other user, or any other vendor. It is a very important, because in the technology, if we are talking about our servlet, so in our JDBC, so lot of classes we will see in the form of unimplemented class, or there will be some interfaces, no implementation is there, just naming is given over there. So in this case we have to implement it. So in the Java programming language, something, if we are talking about technology or framework, so it is not implemented by the vendor. We have to implement it, because our container will call. So I will tell you that when time comes, so it is a very important why unimplemented method is there, why unimplemented interface is there, just we have to implement. So under the oops we have to learn this thing. Something is not implemented there, we have to implement. Something is implemented there, so this is our fundamentals. So we are using the keywords. So uh, remember this point. Abstract will force you for inheritance, and final will prevent you for inheritance. So what is the our object collaboration? So whenever two objects are talking to each other, so two object will communicate to each other, so that they can share the data, they can share our business logic, we can call the business logic. So we are two way. So in the application level, always we create multiple classes, because we have to, or as per the responsibility, we have to write multiple classes and we have to create the object. So how two object will be communicated? So with the help of inheritance we can achieve the feature of one class object to other class object, or with the help of has relationship. So both the things are important. If something is reusable, we want to use in multiple classes, then we will go for inheritance. And something is a different functionality we are calling, it is not reusable, different functionality we are calling, then we have to go for our has the relationship. So this thing is going to ask in the interview, when we will use inheritance, when we will use has the relationship. It is a application level things. So if your answer will be mature, so interview will be understand you have worked. If your answer is just you have memorized in your mind somewhere and you are giving the answer, they will understand you. So we have to learn like that, we have to know all the meaning, what is the purpose, each and every keyword, each and every concept has meaningfully purpose in the application level. So in the interview, they don't ask what is the OOPS principle. They ask where you have used this OOPS principle in your application. So where, why, this kind of question you will face, and you have to give answer like that. So first we have seen about the variable inside the class. We are defining the variable. So variable is the three types: instance variable, class variable, local variable. So instance mean whenever object is created. So first we define the class and we create the object. So whenever object is created, instance variable will be created. So instance variable will take memory for each object. Whenever object will be created, our instance variable will be created. And in the Java instance, our object will be created under our heap area. So variable will be created under our heap area. So whenever we are installing our Java in our system, so for JVM, we have to configure our heap memory area. So we have our eh, in the our RAM, we have to give 2 GB, 4 GB, or all 16 GB memory for a heap. So we can configure. So something will be by default, or something we will configure. So there are the lot of area inside our JVM: heap area, stack area, method area. So instance variable will be created under our heap area. Class variable will be created under our method area, and local variable will be created under our stack area. So actually everything will be created under our RAM, but just for our understanding, just for different part of memory, different data structure. So we called this three memory under our heap area, under our this method area, under our local area. So this variable, this memory will be created. So is something created at the instance level. So until unless our garbage collector is not removing the object, a memory will be there. Our class level memory, whenever a class is loaded, this memory will be created. Whenever class is unloaded, the this memory will be destroyed. So it is totally depend on our loading. So whenever our class is loading, so whenever JVM, we are loading the class under our JVM, so it will be created. And local variable method, so whenever our method will be called, it will be created, then method will be ended, it will be destroyed. So we have to be clear, because it is our fundamental programming execution is a very important. Because in the industry, when you will face some problem, so you have to debug your program, you have to analyze each and every variable. So for we are writing a program currently, it is a very small program, it is an example, but in large scale application, so we have to analyze each and every variable. So we have to debug what, then we can resolve the issue. That's why industry are paying for us, because we have to analyze. Just we don't have to write hello how are you program. We have to write up the program application as per our client requirement. So it should be clear. So with the help of variable, we can define our data. So over the variable level, we can use this modifier. It is called access modifier: public, private, protected, final, volatile, transient. At variable level we can use. So our private, that means if we are doing anything for the our private, so it will be this variable scope will be under the our class only, it cannot be accessed outside the class. So it is called our private. So Java is a secure programming language. We can define accessibility. Accessibility is very important. What the things we have to share with other class, what we have to share with within the class. So same thing will be happening in other programming language as well. Because in current market, each programming language are copying the feature to other programming language. So shareability of the data is very important. So if I don't want to share, so data will be private. So we can control over the data with the help of access modifier. So I will show you. So whenever we will achieve encapsulation in our program, so we have to do our data member will be private. So what is the meaning? So I will explain later. So public, private, protected, we can use in front of variable. So our private variable will be accessibility only within the class, but public we can use anywhere. And protected will work only inheritance level or same package level. So this three keyword we can define the accessibility. And final we can use in front of variable. So final will fix the memory, fix the value. So we cannot change anywhere if our variable is final. Without final variable we can change, but with final we cannot change. And volatile and transient, two different modifier we can use. So whenever our R value are changing frequently, so we have to use a volatile, so that our memory will know. So we will get some special privilege for the data. And for transient keyword, so whenever we are sharing our object, so always we are creating any object, I want to share my object detail somewhere. So first I have to serialize my data, because over the network or over the some file, our we cannot put our object directly. First, we have to be converted in the serialization. Then we have to store in store, or we have to send over the network. So we have to apply some serialization process, because object will be understandable by JVM only. But we are sending our object details somewhere. So over a network or our file, we are storing, or our database. So database is not understanding our JVM object. So we have to convert it in the form of the serialization. Then we have to send, and they will understand in appropriate format whatever they know. So under the serialization process, so I will show you what is the serialization meaning, you should know. Because if we are using internet and we are uh, sending some request to server, and we are getting some response from the server, so our data is in the form of the serialization we are getting from the network, and it will be converted into the our object at our application level. So over the network data are traveling in the form of the serialization. So this process you should know. So if we are sending some object data somewhere, so we will do serialization process. So if I want to prevent this serialization process for some variable, so I will put transient keyword. So data won't be serialized, so it won't be part of the sharing. If we are sending the object, so this particular object data won't be shared. So we have to put a transient. So some sensitive data I don't want to send somewhere, like password. In the object are holding password, I don't want to share. So we can put a transient keyword in front of the password. So it depend on us. So some modifier we can use. So same thing we can use in front of class variable. So class variable is called static variable, we can say. So this three keyword we can use. It should be private, public, protected. So static we can push, static is a keyword. So our data will work only our it will be only, it will take memory only one time. If something is static, that means it will take memory only one time. So I already told you, if we are creating the object of employee or student, so student detail will be different, but student college name will be same. So if we define the class of the student, so college name should be static. So only one time memory will be created, and it will be shareable with the all the object. We don't have to create the memory multiple times. So we use the static keyword. So memory will take only one time. When I want to fix the value, it should not be changed. So we will put a final as well. So it will be fixed. So for defining the our fixed value, for defining the constant in our application level, so we used our final keyword. Then volatile and transient, same thing will be there. So class variable will be created only one time. Instance variable will be created multiple times. Whenever object will be created, instance variable will be created. Then we will talk about our local variable. So local variable will be work under the method or under the constructor or under the block. So within the parenthesis, it will work not at a class level, just a business level, business logic level. It will work, and it will be created quickly. It will be destroyed quickly. So public, private, protected, we cannot put in front of local variable. So whatever we are going to write inside the method, so we don't write public, private, protected, because the accessibility only defined at class level. So within the class, we can define the accessibility. Within the business logic, within the method, we cannot define accessibility. So local variable won't work, and only final keyword is allowed in front of local variable. So under the local variable, we want to fix the data. It should not be changed. Then we use the final keyword. So you see, final keyword always prevent for something. If you are putting in front of class, so you cannot apply inheritance. So string is a final class. So string class is given by our Java community. It is our final class. We cannot change the any behavior of the our string class. So string is a final class. At servlet level, servlet is a abstract class. So something under the servlet is implemented and something is not implemented. So we have to implement it. It is a given by our Java community. So final will prevent you and abstract will force you. So this keyword we have seen. After that, we are talking about our business logic, our method. So always you will see something, this four category in the method. If we will pass something under our method, we will get from the method. So our method should contain return type if we are getting from the method. So method with argument with return value, method with argument without return value, method without argument with return value, method without argument and without return value. So we can use different type of method. So we are looking currently about method. So under the method, we have just seen. So we can write some business logic under our method. So we will create the object, then we will call our method. So we will pass some parameter and some return value will be there. If we are defining with some return type, so some return value will be there. So we will catch this return value and accordingly we will use. So there are the multiple category. So in last class we are looking about one swap programming. So under the swap, we are passing the parameter to the our method, and we are trying to swap this value. But just we are using our local variable, so swap will be happening, but it the memory will be created differently. So this two variable inside this method, so it will work locally, and this two method inside the our this two variable inside the this method. So our parameter value is comes under our local variable, so it will work under the our method only. So we are just passing the our this particularly variable in other variable. So that's why it will work only local level. So this x y accessibility within the class. and this a and b, sorry, within this method, and this a and b accessibility within this method. So if we will call this method, so only we will pass the value, so the value will be copy. So for this method, our x will be created, and for this method, our two variable will be created. One is a, another one is b. So it will work differently. So just if we will pass, so whenever our execution will be happening, so we will pass this value under this method, this a and b value. So our variable will be passed. So same variable will be created two times. So this is a 23. So this copy will be there. So we will send. So logic will be work only this method level. So first we will pass 23 and 45. I am using my mouse for writing. So yeah. So this will be, we are passing, then our logic will be performed. I will pass our data into a C. So one new C local variable will be created. This is our C. So first we will pass our data, data A to the C. So 23 will be assigned to our C. Then this B will be assigned to A. So 23 will be removed and 45 will be assigned to the our B. Then assign C to B. So this 45 will be changed into the our B. So we are just printing A and B last. So you will see your output. So first our value was 45 and 23. So it will be, our method will be called. So this whenever this statement will be called, so 45 and 23 will be printed. Then after that this statement will be called. So we are executing like that. So our program will from execution from there. So it will be executed by JVM. So it will be executed. After that, this method will be called. So then after that, our controller will jump again. Then this last SOP method will be called. So output will be printed like that. So we have to visualize how execution is going. So we have just pass this particularly variable in our method. So it is working internally. So just we can call by value, because we are passing our value. So we are passing our value, some separate memory will be created, and we will swap our memory. But I will create same program, but I will use this particularly variable. I will use this particularly variable with the help of call by reference. So just I write the program, then you will understand. So I created other program. So we have written one swap program. I am putting three dot. It is called jagged array. So we will write our method. So earlier we have particularly create this variable at our local level. So I will use this particularly variable at our class level. So I am defining this variable at our class level. So currently earlier we have used at our local level. So you will understand local variable will work and memory will be created under the our stack area. But same variable I will create at our class level. So this particularly variable will be created at our class level. At our class level, that means object will be created, this memory will be created. So I have written the logic for the swap. So what, just I am writing same logic. So I will write same logic. Then this particularly variable I have created at our instance level. So first I have to create the object. So with the help of new object will be created, and this is our constructor, default constructor. So this is our method. This is our inside the main method. This is we have created the object. Then we will call our swap method. So we have to pass our variable. So this variable will be passed. So currently our variable is an instance variable. It is not a local variable. So we have to use our call by reference. So if you are want to call by reference, so in this method, so we don't have to pass data in the form of variable. So if we will pass data in the form of variable, so to memory, you are looking this to memory, it will be created separately under the our swap programming. So swapping will be happening, but it will be happening at local variable, and we cannot swap our value in our logic. We are just passing our value and it will be swapped under this method. So what we have to do, I want to swap my program, but object will be at our object level. So when I am creating the object, so it will be initialized with this value, and after applying my business logic, it will be swap at our object level. We don't have to swap at our local level. So earlier we have just defined this variable at our local variable, and we have passed. So separate copy are creating and it will be swapped at local level. But I want to swap at my particularly instance level. So I have created this memory at our instance level, and I want to swap at my instance level. I don't want to swap my local level. If I will try to swap at my local level, so it will be swap, but memory will be destroyed. I want to swap at my local instance level. So I have created the object and I am passing the object. So after this thing, so it won't be swap at our instance level. Memory will be there, so but it won't be swap. So first I execute this program, so you will understand what is happening. So first I have created this particularly object. So our method called by reference object will be created. So an object will be created. This is my object, and this mcrb1 reference variable. So this is our reference variable. So the object will be created, and this is our reference variable. So it will point this object. So this will be point this object. So these two instance variable x and y, it will be created this object. So you can see this is our x and this is our y. So it will be part of the object. It is not part of the our x and y. This is our two value. It is a part of the object. So under the our mcbr there is some hash code. So under this particularly there will be some hash code. You can define some value. It is will be created by our jvm. So I have created one hash code. It will point at this particularly object. So under the object we are having 23 and 45. So this two value will be there. So our method will be called. So we are accessing this particularly value from here. Whenever method will be called, this object detail will be passed under the our swap method. So this two value where will enter. So this is our local variable a and v. So two memory will be created, but memory area will be under the our stack. So this two memory will be created under the our stack a and b. This is a, this is our b. Under the our a and b, two value are creating. So it will be creating at local level and value will be swept. So this logic will work. This logic will work, but the value will be changed at only local level, and it will be changed whenever method call is ended. The memory will be destroyed because local local variable will work only whenever method is called. Then a and b destroy. So after that we will get output. So over our instance level value won't be swept, it will be there because we are just passing the data. We are not doing anything at our object level. So if you see the output of this program, so value won't be swept, value will be there as it is 2345. So I will print this two value. So value will be same, but at our local variable we are printing this value. So it will be swapped at our local variable. So a and b value will be swapped at our local level, but it will be destroyed whenever method will be ended. It will be destroyed. So it has been swept, but it will be swept at our local level only. So I want to sweep my data at my instance level. So just in particularly this example, we are passing the data, passing the value only. So our value will be swept at our local level, but I want to sweep my data at our instance level. So if we are doing anything at our local level, so if I want to do anything at my instance level, so we have to pass this data with the help of call by reference. So currently we have sent this data. So it is a call by value. We are passing our data. So it is called a call by value. So instead of that, we have to pass the reference. So I just create new class. It is called call by value. In earlier example, it was also call by value. So I am creating one other class and will write the same program again. So in the our C++, we are having call by value, call by reference, call by address as well. But in the Java, we are having only call by value and call by reference because we don't have any address. We cannot access the address of our memory level in the our Java programming language. But in the our other programming language, sorry, in the our C++, we can access address, we can access our address as well. So we are having the concept of the pointers for accessing the address. So we are having call by address as well, but in the Java only two things we can pass under the our parameter. We can pass either variable or we can pass a reference. So currently I want to swap my program at my instance level. This two particularly variable should be swapped. So what I will do? So this value will work at our local variable only. So what I will do? I will pass entire object. So our business logic will be called at our object level. So don't pass the value, pass entire object in the method, and we have to get this object under our business logic. So this is my business logic. So this is my business logic. So we are passing this particularly object. So I will apply this business logic inside that. So it will work at our object level. So this variable will be, so I have passed my reference. So I will access this particular variable, and I will pass this variable under the our local variable. So after that, I will pass my access our reference variable. This is my reference variable. Why? So I will pass this into our so our value will be swapped. So it is a call our call by reference. So I just show you what is the happening. We are creating object of the same class. It will be uh, our previous class object. Okay. Yeah. So we have created the object. So in this example, if you see this particularly method, so in this particularly method, we are doing anything with our instance level, not our local variable level. We don't have any local variable. Just we are doing anything at our instance variable level. So we are passing this particularly object, and we are applying some logic. So what will be happening with this code? Object will be created. So one object will be created. So under the object we will having value our x and y. So this is our x value. Then our y value. So what is the value of our 23? So 23 will be there, and 45. So this variable, this value will be there. So this two value will be there. So this is our object. So there will be some reference variable will be there. So it will point our MCBR. This is our reference variable. Some hash code will be there. I am writing again and again because I want to put all the concept to your mind. So there will be some. This is our one hash code. Some number will be there, and it will be point our object. So I will access this object. So currently we are sending entire reference. We are not sending the value. So in last we are sending the value. So currently we are sending entire reference. Entire reference. So our locally, at our locally, this parameter will create a separate variable at our stack level, mcvv. So this variable will be created, but we are sending not a value, we are sending some hash code. So suppose my hash code is 100. This is my one hash code. So I am passing my hash code. So this is one hash code will be I will pass. So it will refer same object. So this will be created under our stack area. This will be created under our stack area. MCB are also created under our stack area. But both the reference are pointing same object. So this reference variable are pointing same object. So detail will be same. So this is my our method will be executing, our business logic will be executing. So one local variable c will be created. So I will pass information under my local variable. Then I will swap my program. So one object, one variable will be created C. This is my C variable. So it is inside the method. That means it is a local variable. So we are having three type of variable. So top level we are creating instance variable, and within the method we are creating our local variable. So what will be there? So 23 will be copies inside our my temporary variable. So after that, this is our instance variable. We have passed under our local variable. After that, over the instance level. So instance variable means within the object. So y value will be assigned to the x. So value will be assigned to the x. Value will be 45. So 23 will be converted into the 45. Then we will assign our local variable data into the our instance value. We have to replace. So what is inside our C 23? It will be assigned to the our reference. So the 23 will be assigned into the our instance level. Then method execution will be completed. So this MCBV value will be destroyed because local variable will be destroyed whenever method is ended. Our int c, it is also local, it will be destroyed. It will be destroyed quickly. So this two value will be destroyed. After that, our controller method will be ended. Controller will jump again with this particularly method call. After that, this statement will be printed. So we are pointing our instance level data. So this x and y value will be printed. So just we will see what will be the value of x and y. So it should be 45 and 23. So we our x value were 23 and 45. It will be swap. So we are just calling. This is our call by reference. We are passing the reference. If anything is going on with the object, so it will be impacted over the object. But under the our call by value, so we are passing the value and new memory will be created, and our logic will be applying only our new variable. It won't be impacted our instance variable level. Only it will be impacted at our local variable level. So first I have created variable inside the method. So both the things are working only locally. Locally it is working. We are creating the value and we are sending the value. So both the things are working at locally. After that we have seen at our instance level. So we are the passing the value, but our uh, we are passing the value with the help of our instance variable. So whatever our instance variable, we are just passing the value. So it is also working at locally. It is not impacting because variable are creating locally, and our business logic is applying at our local level. But in this example, I have passed entire reference. So I have sent entire reference, and I am applying my business logic at my object level. So I am changing something, so it will be impacted at our object level, not local level. So we have swapped the data at our instance variable level. So keep your mind how memory is creating, how memory are creating, because in the real time application we have to debug the program. So we have to visualize this memory is creating in this area, this memory is creating in this area. So we have to think like that. So it will work our call by value and call by reference. So under the method, first we are writing the method, then we are passing the value. So passing the value, we are having two types, call by value and call by reference. So first what we have seen about the method. So under the method, we write our there are the category. So we write the our business logic, then business logic we will pass some parameter. So we can pass parameter inside our business logic, pass the parameter, and we can get the value. If there is return type, we will get the value. So passing the parameter, we are having two things, call by value. So we will pass only value, and some logic will be happening, and call by reference. So we will pass some object reference. So something is happening inside our business logic. It will be impacted on entire instance level. So we can pass. Then we have to see our accessibility at our method level, and we will see few keywords. So accessibility means what modifier we can use in front of method. So we can use our public, private, protected. So whatever the things we have seen our variable level, so public, private. So this access modifier we can use in front of method. So it will work similarly what we have seen and under our variable level. And apart from that, we can use final keyword in front of method. We can use abstract keyword in front of method. we can use a static in front of method. So these three things we have already seen in front of variable, so we can use in front of method as well. This three keywords: final, abstract, and static. Apart from that, we can use our strict fp for our uh, floating point number. So our value should be same in every operating system, so we can use this keyword. And one keyword, it will work at our threading level, synchronize keyword. So it will work at our threading level, so we can use in front of method. And one is our native keyword. So if I write some C++ program under the our Java program, so we can use this native keyword. So this keyword we have to use in front of the method. So under the our method, we can use this keyword. So all the thing is a modifier, but public, private, protected is called our access modifier. It will define accessibility. So if our method will be public, we can call anywhere. If our method is private, so it will call only within the method. Under the our protected, multiple value will be there. It under the our protected, just over the inheritance level. Over the inheritance level, we can access the method within the inheritance or within the package. So this is some modifier we can use in front of method. So first, I will explain about static and non-static in front in the our class. So what is the static? What is the non-static method? And how it will be called? It is very important, because how we are going to call the method, we should know. So there are the two type of the method: static and a non-static method. So first, I will be show you is it comes under our method call. So this is our fundamentally class, and we are already looking public static void main and public static void main, which is having static keyword. So today we will understand what is the meaning about the static method, what we can we can do with the help of static method. So in the our class for writing business logic, we always write some ma- we always write some variable or some method. So you will see some method will be like that. It will be a non-static method we called, and some method will be like that, static void print. So I already told you, if something is static in our programming level, that means memory will be created only one time, and timing will be loading time. In something is not non-static, it is our instance level, then memory will be created multiple time. It will be created for each and every instance. So if you are if our method is our non-static, so memory, so basically no memory is created for the method. Some metadata related things will be created for getting the information of this business logic. So keep your mind, this is our instance method, this is our static method or class method, we can say class method. So it will be loaded at loading time, and whatever the information of this method or this metadata, it will be created only one time. So it won't be created or it won't be used multiple times. Just first we have to define the one time and we can access anywhere. So if something is static, so memory will be allocated only one time and we can access anywhere this particularly method. So just our calling will be different. So what will I do? First, we have write some business logic. So I am just printing some statement our sys out. So it is our instance method. We called instance method. So it will work differently for different instances, and this is our static method. So we called our class method. So this will be a class method. This is our show. This is our print. So our instance method and our class method will be there. So first we will create the object and how we have to access this particularly method. How we have to access this particularly method, we should know. Yeah. So we will create the object of this class. So we will call this method. So I will create the object new method called demo. So our instance related things will be created. So whatever the is non-static, it will be created. So we can call directly without reference variable. There is no issue. So it will be available. This show method will be available. So we can call this way. So this is our first way, and another one, first we can create the object. We will hold this object under our reference variable. So our method called demo, it is our reference variable. So we will call with the help of reference variable as well. So already this syntax says we have already seen, but I am explaining again because our topic is our method call. So we can call instance method in our this two way instance method call. So there are the two approaches. This two way we can call our instance method. So this particularly method will be created whenever object will be created. So with the help of new keyword, new object will be created, new memory created, new dynamic memory will be created at runtime. So with the help of new keyword, memory will be created at runtime. In C language, we use malloc calloc. We have to put extra effort for creating the memory runtime. In the Java, we are having just only new keyword for creating the memory at runtime, and memory related things is taken care by JVM. We don't have to take care, but in the C language, C++ language, we have to take care. We have to create the memory and we have to destroy the memory. So syntax will be simple in Java programming language. Just we have to create the memory. We have to initialize if something is variable inside the our instance level. I want to initialize. So I will use the constructor. If I don't want to initialize, so our default constructor will be there with some default value. So currently we don't have any variable, so default constructor will be there, but it will be blank. And we are calling show method. So obviously when we are creating the object, so we can access the data, we can access our business logic. So dedicated business logic will be there. So we are having this show method inside the our particular object. So I can call this two way. You can call directly or you can call with the help of reference variable. So if you are calling only one time, so only few dedicated method is there. So we can use this approach. But I want to use frequently some data or some method. So multiple times I cannot write this syntax. Suppose I am having one different method and I am using this syntax. So new object is created and new method will be called. So instead of writing this syntaxes, always we prefer for reference variable so that we can use a feature of the class like method or variable we can use multiple time with the help of reference variable. So there is the this two way for accessing this instance method. So similarly, we can use uh, our class method. So same thing we can do with our class method. So this thing will work because our related things already created at our loading time. So it won't wait for creating our object detail at our instance creation time. So we can call the print method as well, but you will see there is a one warning. So the static method print form of the type method called demo should be accessed in the static way. So you can call, but you should not call static method or static variable like that. Always we have to use our static way because it is creating only one time. So unnecessary why we are calling with the help of reference variable. It is not creating multiple time, only one time will be created. So special syntaxes will given by our community. So write our method name and call this method directly. Don't create the object, don't create anything. So we can call we can call with the help of reference variable as well, but recommended approach for calling static method like this, we can call directly with the help of class name. So this syntax is allow. Our syntax is also allow. We are having reference variable. So with the help of a reference variable, also we can call this print method. But warning will be happening. You will look. So we can call with the help of reference variable as well. So but we should not use, we can use but we should not call with the help of some reference variable or with the help of new keyword directly. Just put class name and method name, it will be called directly. If static method, two static method within same class, so you are calling with the help of our this particular class name and method name, but two static method in same class, so we can use directly, we can call directly. But if we are writing our class name or not, it doesn't matter, but you can call directly. So two static method in same class, so we can call directly to each other. Similarly, if a two non-static method within the class, so we can call directly. We can call directly. So this is the four way. class method call for way. So particularly it is a we can call but non recommended. It is also we can call but non recommended by our community, Java community we can call, but always we have to call like that. Recommended approach will be like that. So we can use this with the help of a reference variable, with the help of our class, with the help of our direct we can use with the help of our class name. So this is our recommended, this is our not recommended. So there is a four way. So this two way we have to use, and this two way we don't have to use. So it is our it should be recommended, and this two we can use, but it is not recommended. So this is the four way we can use our this particularly instance variable or our class variable. If we are having one more method like so it this method within same class, and both type are the our non-static or instance, so we can call directly. So two static method can call directly to each other if within the same class. Two non-static method you can call directly within the same class, but static method you can call directly with non-static method as well. So you will see I am calling this static method inside our non-static method. But vice versa, if you are trying to call this non-static method inside our static method directly, so it won't be allowed. So static method can call static method directly within same class, straightforward. Non-static method or calling our non-static method within the class, it is straightforward. But a little bit tricky this thing. We can call static method inside non-static method, but vice versa is not allowed. If I am trying to call non-static method inside the static method, so just visualize in your mind, static content will be created first. It won't wait for creation of the object. At loading time, all the information will be there for the static variable, static method in our JVM. And instance related method or instance related things will be created whenever object will be created. So whenever we are trying to call static method, static variable with our instance method, within our instance method, so static content is already there. Static content is already there. So we don't have any issue for the calling of or accessing the data of static content under the one instance variable. But this instance variable information will be created whenever object will be created. So might be object will be created in whenever we are calling, whenever we are creating. So after the loading the our dot class file in the our JVM, and whenever program is executing, so objecting will be created in future whenever whenever our program will be called. So this thing will be happening in future. So this information already there, so we can access, but this test method related content will be created whenever object will be created. So it is our prior thing, it is already there, but this thing will come in the future if you are trying to call. So our test related things will be created in the future whenever object will be created. So we are trying to access with the help of static, so it will be created future. That's why it is giving the error, because static content will be already will be there, because it already created at our loading time. So this syntax we can access our static content as well in the our instance method. So there is no issue, because printer related things already there at loading time. But if we are trying to access this instance content inside our static method, so this test related things is not there. It will be created whenever object is created. That's why we are getting the compile time error, because it is not created. So it will be created whenever object will be created. So non-static content created whenever object is created. So non-static variable will be created whenever object is created. So this syntax is not allowed. So keep your mind all the method call. So in the within the method we can call static content directly. We can contain non-static content directly. So static content we can use anywhere, directly or indirectly, but non-static content we cannot use under the our static method. We cannot use under the our static method. So this is the thing. So I will write same example again so that you will understand a method called, because it is our fundamental. You should clear all the things. Method call to. So whatever we are learning, all the things come under our oriented programming language. So we have to understand how our logic is executing. So I am writing same method again. So this is my show method. You are looking. This is our print method. I just change the name. I won't talk about our static method in this example. Yeah, we will see only instance method. Yeah. So first we have seen how we can call our instance method and our class method. So currently we are just writing our instance method. I will call. So what will I do? So I will create the object. and I will call one of method. So we can call. So you can call both the method. So ultimately we are passing some instruction to our hardware. So our object will be created. Then our show method will be created. Sorry, show method will be called. Then our print method will be called. So our what is the sequence? This is our sequence. So show method is calling, the show will be printed and a print method will be calling. So method this object are creating, then our method will be calling. So it is fine. Now what will I do? I will call this show method inside my print method. Yeah, I will call this show method inside my print method. So it is allow within the class we can call one method to another method because it is our instance method. So instance method we can call, there is no issue. So if we are calling anything inside the class, so if you are not writing, you are calling directly. So this syntax will be converted into the like this dot show method. So this is there, this is indicating our default object. So this is a one reference variable. If you are not writing, it will be there. So if you are writing any method directly, so we cannot call directly any method, always some reference will be there. So this is a one default reference variable. If we are trying to access something within the same object, I am defining anything in the my class and I want to access anywhere in the class. So I will try to access my current method, show method, in our print method I am trying to call. So what will be the happening? Our object will be created, our show method will be called. So object will be created, our show method will be called. So our controller will go under the our show method and show will be printed. Then our printer method will be called. Then our controller will enter and under our print method. Then show method will be called again. Then it will be print. Then our main method will be ended. So this method will be ended. So it will print a show again. So you will see the our statement show print a show. So inside the print, we are calling show method again. So similarly, I am taking another example, our method call with our class method content or static method content. All the things our fundamental, it should be very, very strong. Otherwise, Java is not suitable for you if you are not understanding this thing, because all the framework our technology are using internally like like this. So you have to be understand everything is already there, but we have to understand. So if you are strong with our syntaxes, our variable, our instance, so you will get it quickly. Otherwise, you will be in confusing. So this is our method. So currently I will write static keyword in front of method. So I am writing static, I am writing static. So we cannot, this is my static content. So public static void main, this is called by our JVM, is also one static method. So it will be loaded at our loading time. So if we are creating the object of this class, so it is fine, we can create, but I already told you we are having four way. So what the way we have to follow? So recommended approach is what? We have to call with the help of our class name. So it will be our recommended approach. So what we have to use for calling our static content? We can create the object, but for accessing static content, we don't have to create the object. We have to access directly. So call this method. This show method you can call. This print method you can call. So you can call directly with the help of a class name. You can use a reference variable name. It is allowed but not recommended for accessing the static content. So static content we can call like this. So is it fine? Show and print will be there. So it will be executed and this two thing will be printed. Show and print is printed. So we can call like this, or if we are using in the same class, so we don't have to write like this. We can call directly. We can call directly. So this show method will be called, this print method will be called directly. And we can use any method inside the class. So inside the print, I am calling this show method directly. So show print and again show method is call. So whenever we are calling the print method, so first show will be called, then print will be called. So in this case, if you are thinking like that, if we are calling the method, so this reference variable will be there. So it is wrong. This keyword is not allowed under the our static method level, because this keyword will refer the object. So we already know static content is not a part of the object. Static content will be created differently at loading time in our method area. It is not a part of our object. And this keyword will access the object, but object should be created. Until unless object is not created, so there is no meaning of the this variable. This will be point current object detail. So for static content, we need not the object. So this keyword won't work under the our static method. Keep your mind, this kind of syntax is going to ask an interview or your test paper, or some if you are giving some test. So this fundamental will check you are knowing all that things or not, you are strong or not in the fundamentals. So they will put like this, they will call this method So lot of concept will be there in single source code. Currently we are learning separately, but it should be some static method, it should be some non-static method, and they will call multiple things together, and they will put some exception handling inside that. They will put some array inside that. So you will be confused because a lot of concept will be there in the single program. But while learning we have to first learn all the concepts separately. We have to be strong, then we can give the answer. If all the concept you will get in the same program, in one program. So this show method static content call can call non-static content, but this keyword won't be allow in this time. We will get some error, but it will be allow in our instance level, so it will work. So this is our instance method, this is our static method. Then same thing we will do with the help of both the method. We will take in next example, so that we will cover all the method call. Instance and static. Public void show. So this content I am putting static. So for calling this content, we should have the object first. Without object, we cannot call our non-static method. So first we have to create the object. Then we have to access this particularly method, obj dot this show method. Okay. So we can access this method, but for print we need not object we can call directly, because static content we can call directly. So this is our static content. We should have object for a non-static. For static we can call directly. So under the our static, if we are trying to call our non-static method, so it won't be allow, because it will be created whenever object is created, so it won't be allow. But I will try to this show method under, sorry, this print method inside the show method, so it will work. because it is our non-static content can access static content, because it will be created firstly when our class is loaded. So we can call in this time, you will see these are working, but you we are getting the warning. So we have to use static way, don't use this keyword. So either you can use our static way, or we can call directly, so it will work. A non-static content can access our static content, but static content won't be allowed. So remember your point, this keyword is not allowed inside our static content. This keyword is not allowed under our static content. So keep your mind, this keyword is not allowed under our static content. So because this will be referring current object detail. So if object is not there, so it won't access anything. So that's why this is not allowed under our static content. So we are putting all the things together. So you will see our method will be called show, method will be called show, method inside print method will be called. After calling our print method, this show method, this show will be print, so our execution will be ended. So you will see our program will be executed. So show method will call, then under the show print is calling, we show is calling, and after that our show is calling. So multiple method call is there. So there is the way for calling our static and non-static methods. So there is the way. So we will use the particularly this two type of method. So we have seen type of the method. After that, we will put some keyword like our public, private, protected. If you are putting private in the front of this particularly method, so our accessibility will be within our class. If you are putting the protected, so our accessibility within our package, or in inheritance level. Or if it is a public, so our accessibility outside the class, we can access anywhere. So there should not be any issue with accessibility. Apart from that, we have to use other keyword like final, like abstract. So already we have seen our final class, and abstract method we have already seen. So this keyword under the method level, so if we have implemented, so it is a concrete. If we haven't implemented that, that's why we have to use our uh, particularly abstract method. So axis modifier will be behaving like that whenever we have used our variable. So whatever variable are working, so our variable is private, so it will be work only class level. Similarly, method will be work like that. If our variable is protected, so it will work inheritance level, or with package level only. So method is also same. If you are putting public, private, protected, so behavior will be same as a variable for the method. Just for other keyword like final, abstract, so our method level behavior a bit change in other keyword, but the axis modifier will work similar to the variable. So we will look our other concept at method level, then our method related things will be completed, then we will see the constructor. And after that, we will see our object oriented programming, how we are achieving object oriented related feature in our program, how we are achieving abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism. So first we have to understand each and everything about our syntax, class level syntax, method level syntax, variable level syntax, interface enum level syntax. Then we have to achieving this principle in our program. So we will strong with our object oriented fundamentals. Then we can learn any framework and we can work over the project, over the technology, over the project, if we are strong with our oops concept. So oops concept means applying all that things, all the keyword, all the access specifier modifiers, and write programming like that, so we can achieve object oriented feature. So our programming will be work as our human, whatever we are looking the things uh, in our human life, so our program will be behaving like that. So it is called our object oriented programming. So we will see in the next class remaining things. So we will meet tomorrow with the same time.